Hi everyone, it's Kino here. Thanks for joining me on this splits class. So today we're going to be working a released or more yin approach to some of the foundational flexibility that will help you learn the splits. And this is a simple way so that you can find that balance between strength and flexibility, calm your nervous system, and really work the splits in a way that will be most advantageous for your journey on the mat and in your life. So let's get started. Come on down to a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes. Hands come into prayer position. A long, deep breath in. As you exhale, rest the hands down. Allow yourself a few moments of mindfulness to help your nervous system calm and balance. Feel your breath, feel your body, feel your mind and your emotions. And a nice long deep breath in. As you exhale, softly open the eyes. When we are ready to begin, we're going to grab one yoga block, have it nearby, and roll gently down, starting off in constructive rest position. Let your knees spiral into each other, let the back relax. Giving yourself a few moments in constructive rest position helps your nervous system start to dial itself down. This helps release the iliopsoas, the long core muscle that when it's overactivated or unreleased can really restrict the movement of hip extension. We'll take 3 more breaths here and just really let everything go. Let your mind relax, body relax. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Very good. Now reach over and find one block, and we're gonna make it relatively accessible from the beginning by starting off at the lowest position. You're gonna lift your hips up. We're gonna place the sacrum right on that block, and then we'll extend the legs out. You can keep the feet a little bit close together, and you can flex them and then kind of just let them hang. And so it's this area around your pelvis, around the hip flexor region, that we're looking to lengthen. So we're not trying to activate here, we're just trying to feel that sense of openness, that sense of release. This supported bridge will help the muscles relax. I want you to stay here for at least 5 breaths before we consider elevating the block anymore. So we'll feel the breath moving in, the breath moving out. If it's too intense for you, you could bend the knees and just let the pelvis rest here. But if you can extend the legs, this will help create more of that sense of elongation through the front of the hips. We have 3 more breaths. Nice and easy. 2 more breaths. Last breath. You can choose to stay here, or we're gonna lift that block up to the second position. So we have that rectangle position. You're gonna settle the sacrum again on the block and extend the legs. Good, and now we rest the hands down. And you could choose to have a very light bend in the knee, or you could choose to keep the legs extended, and we can flex the feet for a moment and then let them release. And again, it's that area around the front of the pelvis, let the whole abdomen soften. There can be a very slight activation of the pelvic floor, but nothing too intense. Let your mind kind of move into a meditative space. We'll stay here for at least 5 breaths before we consider changing. Long, deep breath in. Long, deep breath out. About 4 more breaths. Long, deep breath in. Long, deep breath out. Good. 3 more breaths. Long, deep breath in. Long, deep breath out. 2 more breaths. It might be getting very intense. If it is, feel welcome to dial it down to the first position. Check in, see if your body wants to go a little higher on the block. If not, you can stay here or dial it down. Want to try the last position, we can bend the knees. We'll elevate the hips. We're going to turn the block up to the tower position. Make sure it's your sacrum. It really settles onto the block. And then again, we extend the legs. And you could also try to have that slight bend in the knee or to go for that full leg extension. It's really up to you. What feels better for you, where you can relax. If it's too intense, dial it down so the nervous system can really relax. Let the mind drop into a calm, meditative space. Long, deep breath in. Long, deep breath out. Very good. We'll be here for 5 more breaths. Long, deep breath in. Long, deep breath out. 4 more breaths. Three more breaths. Feel your muscles softening, opening, melting and releasing. More spaciousness between the joints. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Now, at the end of this breath, I want you to bend your right knee, no matter which variation of the block we're working with, and just gently bend the knee, pointing it up towards the ceiling, and we can stay here for a few breaths. So now we're separating the legs, moving into an asymmetrical position, and we can open the knee a little bit, or, straighten the leg a little bit, maybe even straightening the leg all the way. It might be too much on the hamstring. You can keep it bent. And we'll stay for 1, 2, 3. Let the weight of the right leg just support itself for 4. 1 more. And 5. Exhale, we bend the knee and slide it on down. We'll switch the sides. We bend the left knee and spiral it up. You can keep it just bent like that. Or you can straighten it all the way. Again, maybe too much for the hamstring. You can give that knee a little kind of natural bend so the weight of the leg kind of balances itself. Try not to let it open too much, just let it balance right in the center. So we're starting to get that split position in the front body for 1, 2, 3. Keep it easy. 4. And 5. Bend the knee. Exhale, we set it down. Now I recommend for the next one to let your knee be the kind of gauge of what height the block needs to be. I'm going to stay at this height. This is going to be the easiest for the knee, but hardest for the rest of the body. We're going to bend the right knee back, hooking the foot down so we can get a little quadricep stretch. The lower you are to the ground, the deeper the closure of the knee needs to be. So you may want to elevate the hips a little bit. We'll hold this again for a deep 5 breaths. We have 1. Release the quadriceps. Release the right hip flexor. 2. 3. Relax the spine. 4. We're almost there. And we have 5. We're going to bend the left knee. This could be a little challenging, but we see if we can, again, balance so that the left knee kind of just hovers above the left hip. We stay for 5. 1. This could be very intense as we really separate the legs. 2. I'm going to try to do this with as little effort as possible. So we're still working from that released, relaxed paradigm. 4. Let's stay for a few more breaths. Maybe one more breath. Very good. 5. We'll bend the left knee, set it down, put the foot flat on the ground, and then bring that right foot out to meet it. Next, we'll switch the sides. So you're going to hook the left foot under. Take a moment here. We can extend the right leg. 5 breaths here. You might be surprised how intense this is for the quadriceps. We forget that the quadriceps kind of holds a big portion of the flexibility required to access a hip extension. And that hip extension is really the foundation of the splits. So we'll stay here for 1. Breathe, elongate. 2, keep it flowing and connected. 3, 4, almost there. 5, bend the right knee, find that balance point, and then lightly straighten the knee or open the knee a little bit on the right side. 1, keep it released. Try to find that effortless place of balance. 2, 3, 4, almost there. 5, drop the right knee down, right foot rests flat on the ground. Then let's reach that left foot out. Keep it here for a moment. Balance the pelvis. Take your hands to the hips. Let's inhale, let's lift the hips up. Gently scoot down. Find constructive rest position where your sacrum is on the ground. Release your head to one side. Release your head to the other side. Back to the center. Then we're going to rotate the tailbone under. It might take a moment. We've been really extended for a while. Sacrum is on the ground. Reach your hands forward and then just hug the knees into the chest for 5 breaths. 1, 2, relax the back muscles. 3, 4, and 5. Good job. Return to constructive rests. Extend the arms and legs and let's take rest. Feel any emotions that might be present in your body. Feel your hips. Feel your sacrum, feel your spine, feel your legs. And let the body just come to a resting point. Let everything settle and return to a point of calm. A long, deep breath in, and a long, deep breath out. Let everything go. Another one, a long, deep breath in. And as you exhale, let's start to reawaken, coming back to constructive rest. Let's fold the knees up into the chest and give yourself a little squeeze. Exhale, we'll roll over onto the side. And inhale, we'll come on back up to a comfortable seated position. Take a moment and just stabilize. Let's bring the hands together. A long, deep breath in. As you exhale, let's softly open the eyes. Thanks so much for joining me in this practice. May you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be filled with love. Namaste.